Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us as we kick off our comprehensive plan process. This is an exciting opportunity to shape the future of our city together, dreams, priorities, share ideas for years ahead. Your voice is vital to the journey, and we're so glad for you guys to be here and be a part of it. We're going to do 2 segments tonight. Hopefully this first segment will last about an hour, if not earlier. Second segment will happen when, if anyone shows up a little bit late. I want to give a big thank you to the General Land Office for funding this plan and allowing us to hire our consultants, Able City. So with that, I'd like to hand the stage back to Able City with Mr. Haas and kick this event off. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much, City of Beaumont staff. Thank you all for being here on a Monday night. My name is Samuel Haas. I'll be giving this presentation today, and this is just a quick look at the agenda for our presentation. We're going to just give a little intro into who we are, and then also walk you through kind of the comprehensive plan and some of the steps through that, and do a fun little branding exercise at the end. So, introductions. So, as Demi mentioned, we are Able City. So we are a firm based out of San Antonio, Texas, although we have offices in McAllen and Miami and El Paso and Laredo as well. We have 3 AICP, American Planning Association certified planners. We have 4 certified architects. We have a economic developer certified as well, and also our Congress of New Urbanism. We have 3 of those accredited members as well. The firm has been around for about 40 years, and it's got over 30 employees. We've done numerous planning projects, including code updates and comprehensive plans as well. Some of our, just a quick sample of our comprehensive plans. You'll see here we've done a range of city sizes. We've gone from Clint to small to Thomasville, Georgia. We've also done bigger cities like El Paso. So what separates Able City is our integrated design approach. We really have a diverse set of expertise at our firm: economic development, city making, policy, urban planning, and architecture as well. This is our team here today. Unfortunately, Mario couldn't make it, but I'm here. Alfonso's here as well. Victoria is in office still, and then we also have Jason King from our Miami office. We also have a couple sub-consultants here today, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Holloway, just to allow him to introduce himself.
Hello everyone, I'm John Simmons. I'm with Holloway Environmental Communications. We are a woman-owned and operated small business out of Houston, and we're supporting the environment sustainability portion. Been an environmental scientist for about 5 years in the private sector, and then 3 years in the public sector as a natural resource professional. So it's here to help out.
We also have a member from Kittleton as well.
My name is Chris Poe. I'm with Kittleton Associates. We're a national firm specializing in transmission planning and traffic engineering. My background is in highway and street design, traffic operations, located out of the Dallas area.
Thank you. Okay, so what is a comprehensive plan? Is this coming through all right? Can y'all hear me? Did it turn off? I think it might have turned off. There. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, so what is a comprehensive plan? All right, so a comprehensive plan really is a community's long-term guide for growth, development, and quality of life.
I think it's the microphone.
Going in and out. I'm just going to talk really loud. Okay, so it is how we shape Beaumont's future together. It really is a community-led vision for Beaumont. So why does it matter? It helps guides where Beaumont grows. It helps shape the future of housing, roads, parks, neighborhoods, things like that. It helps attract business and investment and ensures that the infrastructure keeps up with that growth. It also reflects, most importantly, the community's vision. And if you think this is abstract, it really can lead to tangible results, as you can see up here. We have on the top picture. This was in the El Paso comp plan. This was a vision that the community had, and down below that's El Paso today. that plaza became a reality. So it does lead to tangible results. So who uses the plan? City leaders and staff. It helps guide their decision making. Residents help you hold the city accountable to that vision that you've helped create. Developers and business, where, how, and what to invest, right? And then also for future generations, this is a long-term plan. So what does the plan cover? Really, there's 8 themes in the plan for Beaumont. We talk about housing. We're going to be looking into housing. Rent versus ownership, right? Prices, affordability, what kind of housing stock do you have? We're going to be looking at land use, urban design, the zoning, right? How land use, residence, and commercial, industrial, how it kind of all interrelates, right? And then also, the design of streetscapes. Is there enough sidewalks? Are there things like that? So the urban design is big as well. Economic development, we're going to be looking at industry, market analysis, things along those lines. Public services and facilities, parks, civic institutions, these things, we're going to be looking at that. We're also going to be looking at the multimodal transportation and infrastructure, right? We're going to be looking at parks, trails, open space. And then we also have a big resiliency plan in this as well. This is, this is Holloway's, that's their bread and butter right here. So, and then, we're also going to be looking at cultural and historic preservation, the historic assets that the city has, right? So this is kind of a roadmap of a comprehensive plan. So you can see it started actually a couple months ago, and so Able City staff has been, reading and enjoying the history of Beaumont. We've been looking at a lot of different demographic data, a lot of these things, right? And just really getting into and having an introduction to the city, right? This is a long process, but we're just getting started. So to break up my lecture here, we're going to have a little interactive activity. So if you can pull out your phones if you have it, and scan that QR code, and what is one word that you would use to describe Beaumont today? Just one word, and you can't get that QR code. Alfonso right here has one too that you can kind of scoot around.
Right here as well.
Yeah, and right there on the cabinet, and then there's also
Raise your hand on
one
the
over
other.
there. It's a good word. Oh, here we go. What we got now? Okay.
Fresh batteries.
Fresh batteries. That's always good. Okay. Has everybody put theirs in? Looks like a pretty good little, so you see here we have potential, opportunity, underutilized, stagnant, damaged. There's an obviously recognition for the history here, but it seems that there's some hope in there as well, some optimism. I think that's everything. Are they still coming in? Did I miss one? Okay, so moving on. So like I said, we've been looking at the history of Beaumont. What makes Beaumont unique. A lot of what makes you unique is your history. There's a great quote by a Mexican poet I like. His name's Octavio Paz, and he always says, to understand one's history is to understand one's singularity. And I always thought that really stuck with me throughout time. And, so we've been looking at the founding industries, right? Like, obviously the booms, the bust, how that has shaped the development patterns in the city, right? And how that has created places. and how that has evolved the city over time. We don't know everything yet. There's only so much we can learn, from the internet and the computers. That's why we're here. That's why we want to talk to y'all and fill in those gaps. So we also look at what Beaumont looks like today. It's not just about the history, right? So as I mentioned, we look at demographics, at housing information, at employment data. We look at industries. Beaumont is not on an island. It sits in a region, right? So, we look at the region as a whole as well. The land use patterns, as I mentioned earlier. We look at the zoning map and what's currently the city, policies and things along that line. But there's also other plans as well, right? And we look at those other plans that have happened in the city, those other community visions. So here's the second question. Which issues do you think Beaumont should focus on first? And I'll have everybody, again, pull out this QR code. And these are your choices here. So housing affordability, attracting and keeping jobs, revitalizing neighborhoods. I'm sorry, does anybody need this QR code? let me keep going there. And again, Alfonso has a closer one. There's a couple more QR codes on the sides of the walls here too if you need them. Oh. How about now? There we go. So yeah, housing affordability, attracting, keeping jobs, revitalizing neighborhoods, improving streets and sidewalks, supporting young people and families, addressing aging infrastructure, environmental sustainability. Okay. All right. Looks like revitalizing neighborhoods is a big one. Keeping jobs. The economy is always on everyone's mind. Okay. So here's another one for you. Which theme of the comprehensive plan are you most interested in, right? And if you don't have it, let me just leave it there for a second, and then we'll move on. So land use and urban design, economic development, public services and facility, the transportation, housing, parks, trails, open space, cultural and historic preservation, and the resiliency plan. See a lot of similarities between the last question and this one. Okay. I think everyone has voted. It's pretty overwhelming on that one. About half the people, over half. All right, I'm just going to, for the sake of time, I'm just going to move on here. So moving into our roadmap for the comprehensive plan. Today we're at our community engagement kickoff meeting. That is what we are here for today. So one of Able City's real emphasis is that we really talk to the community. We really make extra effort to get out and talk to the community. And, that starts with public outreach, right? The reason we're here today is because of that flyer and, because of the city staff has done such a good job of getting the message out for this meeting. So, this is something that we really like to do. We really like to get out and outreach to the community. We like what we call listening and learning. We want to hear what you have to say about the community. We're learning from y'all. We also bring stakeholders into the room, right? The county, from the state, TxDOT, from any educational institutions that you have here, right? School board members, things like that. All the stakeholders that are in the community, we want to get them together. We want to hear what they have to say as well. And we don't just listen and learn and take notes, we design in public too, right? Y'all help us design. And, that there's also workshops, pop-up events, online surveys. We will be rolling out a website and social media as well. And then, poll everywhere questions. We do that as well, like we were doing today. We will meet you where you are, online, at events, and across the city. So save the date right here. Take a picture of this. We have flyers. This is a big one. We're going to come back in February 9th through the 13th. And we're going to do a 5-day charrette. It is an 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. open house. We're going to have a ton of activities. You can come in and do all sorts of things and really give us your input. This is the big one for us. So again, it's February 9th through the 13th. That's 5 days long. We'll be here. You'll get to see all of us again. And again, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I would just keep track of those like social media updates, things like that, from when we find like a location and everything. So another thing we're going to be setting up is the steering committee. Actually, this will be voted upon by the city council. So the steering committee is really just a diverse set of individuals who are really tasked with leading the Beaumont side of the comprehensive plan, right? And really what it is we'll be presenting our work and we're getting feedback from them, if we need to change things, if we need to change our direction, things like that. So the steering committee is big. So here's our last exercise today. We're going to talk about branding, right? So Beaumont has logos. They have an existing branding. But we're going to do a branding for also the comprehensive plan, right? Branding is important. It helps with the vision. It helps kind of unite people around something if you have something visual in order to sort of rally behind. So our marketing team put together some logos based off of our initial research of the city. We presented our options to city staff, and city staff, they whittled it down to 3. So I'll go for the 3 here. So the first one is the passing heron, right? This is meant to symbolize our connection to the water here, our migration, our moving forward, right? It's what it is kind of a connection to nature as well. And this is that without sort of that shows our process there, right? Our marketing team's process. And then that's the final sort of product there. And then the next is roots of the natures, right? And this is meant to symbolize the river acting as the roots of a big oak tree. What is an oak tree? It's heritage, right? It's resilience, right? It's home, it's shade, it's comfort. But it signifies the river as well. There's that without the process there. There's the final product. And then finally, Rising Beaumont, right? Now, the oil derrick, right? We acknowledge the history of Beaumont, right? And where Beaumont has come from and where Beaumont is, but also it has a symbol of hope, right? The sun, the rising. That is what this is meant to symbolize. And so that is the final product there. And then we want everyone in the audience to vote for this today. This is going to be the logo based off of what you guys vote for. So here's our last poll everywhere question. Oops. And it's kind of hard to see, so maybe I'll go back. Do you all see the on your apps here? Try it now. Should be good. I'm going to wait till everyone's got their vote in this time. This one's important. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. We can't have a tie. We could do a oil derrick on a tree. Okay, is everybody's votes in? Oh, geez. Yeah. Is everybody's votes in? Is this really happening? Are we okay? looks like it. Oh. Yeah, is anyone, anybody out there in the back want to vote? Okay. I think we have a winner. Oh, a couple more people just walked in. Okay. All right, I think we have a winner. All right, looks like the comp plan logo will be Rising Beaumont. Okay. So we have one last poll everywhere, and then I'm going to hand the microphone off to my colleague Jason. He's going to explain these activities that we have on the wall here. So just one word, all you need. Oops. There we go. What's one thing you're excited to see in the Beaumont Comprehensive Plan? What's one thing you're excited to see in the Beaumont Comprehensive Plan? Just one thing. Oh, nice. Success, more accessible sidewalks, infrastructure, economic diversification. I like it. I think while these are coming in, Jason, would you like to? New ideas, updates, okay. A lot of housing, a lot of inclusion, infrastructure, definitely very important. A lot of economic focus. So that, I'm going to leave this up there if you want to keep responding, but that is essentially our presentation today. Jason's going to he's going to explain these activities that we have on the wall here. Here you go. Thanks.
So my name is Jason King. I'm one of the founders of Able City. I've been lucky enough to work around the country, to work around the world. I am especially excited about this Beaumont process, in part because it's Texas. Unlike a lot of places in the country, Texas is growing fast. You know, we were out west and we saw the new subdivisions and high-density communities. We got a chance to see all the improvements in the downtown. It looks a lot different in the downtown than it did just 10 years ago. The interesting thing about Texas is that, unlike a lot of places in the country, Texas embraces change and it embraces improvements. A lot of places, our job is to make sure nothing happens and everything stays the same. In Texas, you have the opportunity. In Beaumont, you have the opportunity to dream big, because fearlessly. So what we ask of you with this project is that you accept that possibility, that in 10 years or in 15 years, this city is going to look very, very different than it does now. And your job is to help us figure out what the vision should look like. What do you want Beaumont to be when it grows up? An important part of that is the charrette process that we're going to engage in. So Sam was talking about that 5-day period in February. So what's unique about Able City is we create plans on site. You know, the plan for Beaumont will be created in Beaumont. We'll have a team of architects, landscape architects, transportation experts, economists, sustainability and environmental experts. They'll all be on site for 5 days, listening to your ideas, and then turning them into goals, policies, action items, and visualizations. You know, our job is to create an inspiring plan, an exciting one that you want to have on your coffee table, one that you want to look at. So around the room, you know, some of the things around the room, we have a lot of these save the date cards. Feel free to grab several of these. Now, the city's done an excellent job advertising the events, but the way you really get people to events is by just, you know, asking them to come as almost a personal favor. The fact that you're in this room suggests that you are leaders in the community, that you're influential people. Not everybody wants to do urban planning on their night off. And so clearly, you're committed. So take a few of these cards and give them to people. Like Sam was saying, the more hands on the plan, the better. We're a firm committed to maximum public involvement. You should also know that this is a rare opportunity. The city hasn't updated its comprehensive plan in like 20 years. And this doesn't happen that often. We're opening up the book of laws. We're opening up, the regulations. This is going to affect land use. It's going to affect housing and parks. And the comprehensive plan is an overriding document. You have your parks plan that was just created. You have an economic development plan. The comprehensive plan ties it all in together. This is the only plan that's required by the state of Texas, and it has incredible power. Communities that create, comprehensive plans that involve a lot of people get funding at the county level and the state level and the federal level. You're creating a plan in large ways so that you can compete with your peer communities for funding, the funding that you're going to need in order to invest in the community. So take the cards. Let people know this is super important and see if you can get people to these events. Now, in the spirit of maximum possible public participation, we're gonna break up into smaller groups. Sort of like the comprehensive plan, as you're looking at, has multiple different elements, and the more exciting, sexy elements are all around the room here. And the people who are actually going to be the plan authors, the people who are going to be writing those elements, will be standing by each one of these. So we've got economic development over in this area. What you're going to do is you're going to just take a Post-it note, a sticky piece of paper, and a pen. Each one of the stations has them. So you walk over to the idea that's interesting to you: economic development, historic preservation, transportation and mobility, environment and sustainability, land use, urban design. Again, the author of that element is going to be there. You're going to, you take the Post-it notes and you write down your idea for the comprehensive plan. We're not from here, so what is it that we need to know as out-of-town consultants about this town? This is the first time we're going to have this conversation. So just write down some ideas and you just place it. You place it on the board that says like land use, urban design ideas. There's also maps. There are 5 areas that are growing especially fast, the downtown included, but also, let's say, out west. These areas, whatever happens in these areas sort of exemplifies the kind of development, the kind of things that you're going to see in the future. So each one of these ideas has a map next to it. So take a look at the map. These are areas that have been part of the community conversation for a while. So the expert will be there. There's the board. And then there's the map to just give you some thoughts in terms of, whatever ideas brought you here tonight, there's a good chance that it has a geographic place in one of the maps that we have up. So that's the exercise. The most important part of this is sort of the conversation that you have, getting to meet plan authors. So make sure you get a chance just to go around to the different stations and introduce yourself. When it comes time for the charrette, there's going to be a variety of other ways to interact. Surveys, short and small. There'll be a chance for you there'll be people that you could write 30 pages of ideas, and we will make use of them. This tonight is just the first conversation, all right? Like Demi said, at the top of the hour, so at 6 o'clock, we're going to reset the room for anybody who hasn't had a chance. So people will be coming. We'll do another presentation. Sam will do another presentation. You're welcome to be part of that as well. So before we move into the specific areas, does anyone have any general questions that the whole room should hear? Do you have any questions about the process, or about what a comprehensive plan is, before we move into the smaller table conversations? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being here. Is there somewhere in the plan that talks about how all these various components, how they impact some of the other areas that's not in the plan, like education, safety, some of those other issues?
Yeah, that's right. So within each element, so the reality is there's something like 14 different sections to the comprehensive plan. within each element is going to be different pieces. So health is actually sort of a sub-element in the comprehensive plan. Education is a big part of the comprehensive plan also. We had an abbreviated list up there, but the reality is, in order for this to be comprehensive, it's got to be about everything. And so whatever it is, whatever idea you had or whatever background your suggestions will have a place in the comprehensive plan. So that's a good point. Yep. If you don't see it in one of these signs, it doesn't mean it's not going to be a big part of the plan. Any other questions before we break up into smaller groups? All right. So feel free to grab a cookie and to meet us at the stations. We very much appreciate you coming out. We especially appreciate your deputized now. Your job is to help us get the word out about the comprehensive plan. You're on the hook for that. So with that, before we break up, let's just give everybody a round of applause for coming in today. Thank you so much, and it's very nice to meet you.